Garcia's got some room up the middle, and Sergio Garcia could take this one all the way. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Anderson drives for the layup, and it's good!
Taylor Jackson for 3. Bang! Taylor Jackson from downtown!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Lake Central High School. Tonight, I'm here with my partner, Giovanni Alcantar. And Giovanni, we've got a big game coming up for the Lady Indians as they take on the East Chicago Cardinals. Now, Giovanni, we saw this Indians team go on a bit of a away streak this past week, and they won. So what's this team got to do to carry that momentum forward?
Yeah, it was a very impressive performance in the past week by Lake Central. I think tonight they got to build off Jen Tomasick's performance. She's really started to find her stride here, and if that can carry over to her home court tonight, I think it's going to build some positive results for this Lake Central team. But the one thing they're going to have to overcome is the loss of Ali Malarski. She unfortunately has an ankle injury, and we don't know how long she'll be out for, but it's definitely something to look out for Lake Central tonight. More young players going to have to step into much bigger roles tonight.
Absolutely, and you got to look at the bigs on this team. Malarski's really been one of the only fundamental bigs on this team. We've seen Blevins come in a couple times and go on some streaks, but it's going to be really interesting to see how the younger players step up tonight.
Absolutely, and we'll be right back for game time after this commercial break presented by Genesis Rehab Services, our wonderful sponsor, and a message from our social media team. We will see you all for game time.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
And I'm Riley Nestrick, and we're your social media editors.
Make sure you follow Lake Central on all of our social media platforms.
You can follow us on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Catch you later, Elsie.
Athletic Director Chris Inyart, we'd like to welcome you to Lake Central High School for this IHSA basketball competition between the Cardinals of East Chicago Central and your Lake Central Indians. As members of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, tonight's team believe in a philosophy of good sportsmanship. Profanity, degrading remarks, and intimidating actions directed at the officials or competitors will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removal from tonight's contest. As a result, Lake Central High School encourages all players, coaches, officials, and spectators to show good sportsmanship this evening, and we thank you for your continued support in high school athletics. At this time, we'd ask that everyone please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. The officials for tonight's contest, Shane Cole, George Pisak, and Jeff Ward. And now let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First, the visiting East Chicago Cardinals. At Lopez. At guard, a 5'2 senior, number 12, Kayla Washington. At guard, a 5'6 freshman, number 23, Persha Casey. At guard, a 5'6 junior, number 25, Faith Cobb. And at the forward position, a 5'11 senior, number 22, Latricia Thomas. The Cardinals are coached by Eric Kundich, assisted by Keith Walker and Houston Thomas. And now the starting lineup for your Lake Central Indians. At guard, a 5'6 junior, number 10, Tiana Morales. At guard, a 5'8 junior, number 11, Jen Tomasak. At guard, a 5'10 junior, number 12, Abby Utsi. At guard, a 5'11 senior, number 21, Taylor Jaksich. And at forward, a 6'1 sophomore, number 22, Amanda Blevins. The Indians are coached by Joe Huppenthal, assisted by Jay Jones and Doug Godbolt. Once again, both schools participating in this evening's event believe in sportsmanship. Please, let the players play, coaches coach, the officials officiate. Let's all be fans, not fanatics.
And welcome back here to Lake Central High School. We got Lake Central taking on East Chicago. Girls basketball showdown. Josh, this is a very winnable game for Lake Central. You definitely look for them to start strong and set the tone right away.
Absolutely, Giovanni. And like we highlighted in our pregame, it's going to be interesting to see who steps up in place of the injured Allie Malarski. Currently, number 22, Amanda Blevins, sophomore for Lake Central, is out there.
Yeah, we usually see her coming off the bench, now playing a bigger role. Utsi right away taking a corner three, no good right there. And the rebound there by Blevins, and she loses that one. East Chicago now going to take it up.
Yeah, Giovanni, I feel like we've seen Kylie Blevins, her sister, more than Amanda Blevins, but who knows, maybe Coach Hupp values her experience more as she's a sophomore as compared to a freshman.
Yeah, but Blevins, well, both Blevins, obviously Blevins is a Kylie Blevins is a freshman, but Amanda Blevins we didn't see playing varsity at all last year, so not sure how much experience really counted into it. Here we go, it's Tomzik to Utsi. Back to Tiana Morales. Tomasic, someone who we expect to see lead the way for Lake Central in terms of scoring, and Taylor Jaksic too. Still trying to come back strong from the injury. Tomasic from 3, no good, and EC gets it back.
And Giovanni, we've got our resident Lake Central photographer, Charles Beard, here tonight. You can see him down on the baseline, and East Chicago strikes first. That was number 22, Latricia Thomas, senior.
Yeah, I just noticed the shirt he's wearing. It's very nice, I have to say. Blevins gets the board. Back out to Tomasic, and looks like it's going to be a foul on East Chicago.
Now, Tomasic, she played a key role for Lake Central, posting a season high in points against Andrean in that big win.
Yeah, definitely, and right there, that one goes off East Chicago. That was off number 23, Piercia Casey, the leading scorer for this team as a freshman.
As Morales is set to inbound it here. Lobs that one up for Blevins, who dishes it to Tomasic. Foul there.
Yeah, and we know Tomasic not afraid to drive inside, get fouled, get to the free throw line, and get some points for Lake Central. Morales inbounds it to Tomasic. Out to Morales, three-pointer up, no good. Rebounded by East Chicago.
And Giovanni, I think that might be third or fourth missed three-pointer today for the Indians, as Udzi's getting down there.
That was Faith Cobb, the junior, could not hang on to that one. Looks like Lake Central first 2 minutes of this game has started a little bit flat on offense.
Now, Giovanni, we were talking about Ali Malarski's injury, but something we didn't really highlight is Taylor Jaksic is back to a full starter role for the Indians, coming off that ACL tear. You can see her number 21 out there with the knee brace on.
Morales, deep three, no good.
And Jaksic is already getting back on defense after that first shot.
Here we go. Huppenthal going to his bench right away. Morales checks out of the game for Essence Johnson. Casey gets tied up, and Lake Central gets it put back. Never mind, that was a foul on Abby Utsi. And now Madison Dolsky checking in for Utsi.
And East Chicago steps out of bounds there. Lake Central will retain possession. Blevins will be the one who inbounds it here.
And she gets it all the way to Essence Johnson in the backcourt. Gonna take it up for the Lady Indians. It's Dolsky. And not a good pass right there. Johnson able to keep it, but it's gonna be a backcourt violation right there. And Coach Huppenthal looks very frustrated going into this timeout.
Yeah, his team has put up 0 points in the first nearly 3 minutes. I mean, granted, EC has only put up 2. But like you said, Giovanni, this is an easily winnable game.
Yeah, this isn't to, and that's not even to get on East Chicago. It's just that we've seen the potential this Lake Central team can have, and in this first few minutes, I think we haven't seen that yet. And you know, who knows what it could be? Look, maybe it's a lack of energy because, you know, if you can't see it on the camera, but not much of a crowd here tonight.
Yeah, really disappointing turnout for the girls basketball team, as I don't know if I see a single student from LC here tonight.
That isn't a
Giovanni.
cheerleader.
Yeah.
Or that's us.
Yeah, there might be one or two sprinkled around, but I don't see many.
As we come out of this timeout, see how Lake Central looks to bounce back here. No substitutes, so we'll see what they try different here. It's going to be Casey taking it up, the freshman for East Chicago. And
Stolen
Essence Johnson
by
gets
Johnson. This is it to Tomsic. Puts LC on the board first and is going to head to the line for the and one opportunity. Only took 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but LC gets on the board here.
Yeah, and it all started with Essence Johnson's steal on Lake Central's half of the court. Right there, good play by her, good pass up to Tomasic. Lake Central finally on the board.
And Amanda Blevins, or Kylie Blevins, now checking in for Amanda Blevins, who is struggling to tie her shoe out there.
And one opportunity here for Jen Tomasic, and she hits that one. So it's Casey to double team now by Tomasic and Johnson. Johnson has steal earlier. It's number 11 for East Chicago. No good. Katiana Lopez inside. Tomasic looking for another score, and that one was stripped right out of her hands. No foul called there.
Tomsic went to go put that shot up, and she had the entire East Chicago team around her, it seemed.
It seems like they've read the scouting report. Inside, and that one, air ball right there. Taylor Jaksic gets the board. Lake Central trying to go fast here. To Dolsky now to Essence Johnson, back to Madison Dolsky. Jaksic to Tomasic. Back out to Essence Johnson now. Right near the half-court line. Tomasic, three-pointer up, no good. And it's number 11, Lopez, getting the board for East Chicago.
And jump ball there as Blevins got into that.
And another freshman for East Chicago coming in, Janiyah Watkins. Listed at 5'8", check-in for Lopez of East Chicago. As we're halfway through this first quarter now. As you can see from the scoreboard, not a lot of scoring, and that's going to be a turnover by East Chicago. Janiyah Watkins, who just checked in, the freshman, couldn't hang on to that one. Goes back to Lake Central.
And that sound of fans is the East Chicago fan section from the other side of the gym. Jaksic for three. Unable to get it. Some contact coming down. Jaksic then tips that one, and EC steps out of bounds. Lake Central ball.
Yeah, Renee West could not keep that one in bounds. As Tiana Morales gets ready to check back in. Jaksic now. Tomasic. Podolski, Essence Johnson in the corner now, trying to get inside to Kylie Blevins. She fights for that one, and it's going to be a jump ball in favor of East Chicago.
Morales checking in for Dolsky, and it's going to be Lake Central.
Yeah. From the look of the East Chicago bench, it looked like it was their possession, but it stays with Lake Central. Morales now inbounding it to Tomasic. Now to Jaksic Tiana Morales drives inside, no good.
And that drive there was just not a good look for Morales. Got to take the shots they're given, and that was not a given. Tomsic, though, unable to lay it up and in. Morales puts it up and gets it. 5-2 with 2:45 left in the first quarter.
Three-pointer right there, no good. It goes back to Lake Central.
And we've got some Lake Central students coming in here, led by our Indian, Jimmy Sagas, now sitting courtside.
Maybe they were listening. Here we go, Jack
Jack
Stitch.
Stitch.
We apologize for the technical difficulty there.
Yeah, need a new camera and a new cable. If you guys want to donate, Giovanni will be posting a link on Twitter.
I will not, that is a joke. In case you cannot sense sarcasm. It's Faith Cobb coming to the free throw line. She hits the first one to tie the game up. 1:55 to go here in the first. It's up and no good. Morales gets to it. And she falls, and it's going to be a foul on number 23 of East Chicago, Casey.
And we're back. Giovanni, you post that donation link yet?
I have not. I do not actually intend to. And unless someone wants to. And something we neglected to mention, fan favorite Julia Nora checked into the game.
Narut, as you like to call her last year, despite being in a class with her and talking to her almost every day.
Yeah, I mean, at least my favorite team isn't Penn State girls basketball. My bad on that one.
You know, Giovanni, people aren't going to get that joke if they didn't watch that live stream.
Well, in case you don't get the joke, Josh referred to Penn, the high school girls basketball team as Penn State, and no, he will not hear the end of that if he keeps bringing that up.
Nice stutter. And East Chicago bringing it up now.
We'll take this conversation off air.
Always good to have some fun.
I want nothing but net on that one. Janiyah Watkins right over Julia Nara.
And East Chicago now with 5 straight points here. Just under a minute left. Clock continues to tick down.
Casey going inside, no good. Blevins gets the board. 35 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Morales, three-pointer up, no good. Johnson fighting for that one. See who they give it to. They're going to give it back to East Chicago. Looks like that one was right off Essence Johnson's hands. East Chicago gets it back with 29 seconds to go here in the first.
And we've got our head principal, Mr. Begley, here tonight. Got a star-studded courtside, Giovanni.
Yeah, him and our favorite photographer, Charles Beard.
See English teacher, Pat Winters out there.
I did not notice him until now.
Tomsic for 3.
And Jen Tomasic hit a 3 there. giving Lake Central an 8-7 lead. Let's see if they can hold that going into the second. East Chicago not going to, no, a foul is called on Lake Central.
Yeah, Chicago, however, not in the bonus yet, so
let's see what
they're going to have to inbound it and hit a quick play.
Let's see what they bust out here with 1.9 seconds left. That is time to get something off, and
never mind. Backcourt waves off. End of the quarter. We'll be right back after this.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
And I'm Riley Nestrick, and we're your social media editors.
Make sure you follow Lake Central on all of our social media platforms.
You can follow us on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Catch you later, Elsie.
And welcome back here to Lake Central High School. After one quarter of play, Lake Central 8, East Chicago 7. Right at the end of the first quarter, Tomsic had a big three for the Lady Indians, and they find themselves up 1 against East Chicago. As we get ready for the start of the second quarter, the 5 for the Lady Indians is going to be Taylor Jaksich, Amanda Blevins, Abby Utsi, Tiana Morales, and Jen Tomasic.
And East Chicago will start off here with the ball. And kicked ball violation there. East Chicago will take it at the baseline. And again, our apologies for the technical difficulties.
We're going to have a busy halftime, let's just say.
Yes, we will. Our cable, it's had a long run, 5-6 years.
Yep.
Outlived its expected time.
Yeah, it's a shame they don't have warranty on cables.
Nothing stupid. And we're back. And out come both teams now. And with the teams coming out, so does our camera. So let's get back into the action. East Chicago puts it up and no good.
First one up, that one. East Chicago with a chance to take the lead now, and they do. Morales, Jaksich, corner three. That one is good. Taylor Jaksich from downtown gives Lake Central the lead back. Tomasic gets the steal now. Taking it up, puts one up, and she is fouled. As she will come to the line to shoot 2 here.
First shot is up and no good.
No good, and Levens gets it back out to Thomas. Goes back to Lake Central. Again, we apologize for technical difficulties we're having
Yeah,
at the
we're
moment.
trying to get it fixed as much as possible here tonight, but
Three-pointer up, no good. And a timeout.
and we are back now.
For now.
Still trying to figure out these technical issues. And what me and Giovanni normally do when there's something technical going wrong is plug stuff into holes until it works, but there's only one HDMI port on the camera, so got to try some other solutions right now. And 11-9 is the score now. Dolsky dishes it to Tomsic. Back to Dolsky for 3, no good. Gets it to go there. Morales coming off the steal. Camera cut off at the completely wrong moment.
Yeah, if it only cut out during timeouts, that would actually be nice, but cuts out at the worst moments, it looks
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Had to take some time to figure that out. Thank you to Giovanni for holding it down while I was gone. But we are back now. 15-11 is the score with 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
And while we were gone, seems like Lake Central has started to find their stride here in the second quarter as we're halfway through it.
Yeah, of course, our camera really started to mess up when LC got hot. But we've got a different camera angle now. Hopefully this will work.
Here we go, East Chicago now taking it up. It's Washington, and that one's gonna stay with East Chicago. No foul called there. And once again, we'd like to apologize for some technical difficulties we've had tonight throughout the game, but hopefully we got everything set now.
Some is an understatement. Essence Johnson gets the tip there.
But it stays with East Chicago. Number 25, Faith Cobb, kept that one. Here we go, it's Casey now for East Chicago. Defended by Essence Johnson. Casey drives inside, a big block right there by Essence Johnson. Here we go, Tomasic trying to drive inside. Looked like maybe she was gonna try and pass that one, but she gets the foul called. Looks like maybe she was gonna be looking for Kylie Blevins, but Tomasic will head to the line now.
And East Chicago making some substitutions here. First one is up and good. 17-11 now.
And it's important to point out Lake Central is in the bonus, so that gives Tomasic the 1-and-1 here. She hits the first one, looking to convert the second here, give Lake Central a 7-point lead. It's up. Good. Jen Tomasic.
And Lake Central bringing a bit of a press there. And it works off as Taylor Jacksich gets the steal, dishes it to Tomasic, who lost it. Back to Jacksich, puts it up, able to get it, and finally gets it. There. 20-11 with 3:10 left. Lake Central in the bonus.
Yeah, great run there by Lake Central. Lake Central brought the press there, hoping to force a turnover. It pays off there. Taylor Jacksich gets the bucket for Lake Central.
And Giovanni, if you're, Coach Huppenthal, what are you telling this team how to keep this momentum going?
You got to keep your foot on the gas. You got to keep the pressure on East Chicago, force them into mistakes. You can't let up and let them potentially get back into this game. You're up 9. Now you have a chance at the end of this first half to potentially build on your lead more and maybe run away with the game a little more and really take it to East Chicago.
Yeah, and we saw on that defensive stop there right before the timeout was called how the pressure affected this East Chicago team, and didn't work out for East Chicago, but it works pretty well for Lake Central.
Yeah, and
Jackson's got that steal.
Yeah, and it's important for Lake Central to come out here with the win tonight because they got a real tough one on Friday against Crown Point. That's the rival big conference game. That's going to be a real tough game for Lake Central. And that one will be live streamed right here on the Lake Central YouTube channel. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Dolsky inbounds it to Tomasic. Jacksich able to hang on to that one. Gets inside to Kylie Blevins, who puts one up, and that one is good. 22-11 now in favor of Lake Central.
And East Chicago looking to get something going here. After it was at one point a 11-9 game. Since then, Lake Central has scored 11. EC has scored
inside
4.
again. Kylie Blevins, the freshman, with another basket. She'll head to the line.
That's 10 fouls for East Chicago now.
That one rolls right off the rim. Goes to East Chicago.
Tiana Morales getting ready to check in for Lake Central. And then for East Chicago, looked like Katiana Lopez getting ready to check in.
As Casey gets that one for East Chicago, trying to fight their way to stay in this one. Jackson to Johnson. Tomczyk. Back to Essence Johnson all the way across to Dolsky for 3. That one is no good. Tomczyk fighting for that one. Tips it to her teammate Essence Johnson. Back to Jaksic. Dolsky now. Jaksic. Dolsky pressured there. Gets it out to Taylor Jaksic. Essence Johnson drives inside, puts one up, no good. Rebound goes to Lopez. And
out of bounds there. That one was tipped. Morales checking in for Tomczyk. Kayla Washington checking in for 32, Janaya Watkins for the East Chicago side.
Here we go. She's trying to get out of her backcourt. Jaksic now. Morales, easy 2 right there for Lake Central. 11-point lead now. The Lady Indians trying to close out this half strong. As it's Lopez. Lake Central still putting some pressure on them here. Jaksic and Morales double teaming her as they get out, but looks like Lopez is a bit hobbled up there.
Yeah, it looked like she got poked in the eye there. And a 1 opportunity coming up now. And Lopez is staying out there for now.
As Jaksic is all the way on the other side for LC.
And she will now be joined by Kayla Washington down there.
The freshman coming to the line here. She's no good on that one. That one in and out. 1:04 to go here in this second quarter. That one is no good. Here we go, Morales now. Drives inside, no good on that one.
And Lopez still messing with her eye down there. Not checked out yet. And the coach had someone ready to check in, then pulled them back to the bench, so.
As Julia Naurot checks into the game now for the freshman Kylie Blevins. Looking to close out the half strong for Lake Central. Chance to make a 13-point game now. Morales hits that one. Some confusion on who's going to inbound it for East Chicago. It's Casey inbounding it, and that one's going to go back to Lake Central.
Wow.
You all right there?
Yeah, I think I got a tickle in my throat. Or maybe a laugh, I don't know. but not the best pass there.
Essence Johnson inside, pass from Morales, and that one no good. And East Chicago bounces back there. Lake Central pushing it up the floor right away. And we'll see what Coach Huppenthal draws up here with 35 seconds. Jaksic, Morales, faked the three. Trying to go inside. Looked like she was trying to find someone. She throws all the way past to Dolsky. Essence Johnson inside to Narat. Back to Dolsky for three. That one is no good. Morales able to get the board. Morales puts one up. No good. Morales couldn't get the board there. And we'll see what East Chicago can do here with just about 10 seconds to go. She puts one up there. No good. Rebound there by Lopez. No good. And Morales, got to get a shot off here if you're Lake Central. And
Foul there.
that's going to give Lake Central 1.9 seconds. And actually, no, they're in the bonus.
They're
so
going
they'll
to head to the
line.
line here.
Yep, a one. She will shoot two here.
And first one. Second one, also no good.
And it goes back to East Chicago.
1.2 seconds left.
Imagine if they hit one here let's see, they inbound it.
They got time.
It's good if it goes, and it's well short of the mark there. And after one half of play, it's Lake Central 28, East Chicago 17.
Gentlemen, to second half. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to second half action here at Lake Central. The Lady Indians are up 28-17 over East Chicago after going on a little run there in the second quarter. Giovanni, what's this team got to do to carry this momentum forward?
Again, they got to keep their foot on the gas, keep putting pressure on this East Chicago team. It seems like when they're putting pressure on them, they force turnovers, and that's when Lake Central really thrives, is when their defense is really stepping up, and that leads to more opportunities for the offense. And
Blevins touched that one with her foot flat on the ground there. Out of bounds, might I add. So East Chicago will take over. And Udzies goes out of bounds there. Lake Central, nope, East Chicago will take possession now. And back to our celebrity sideline guests. I see boys basketball head coach Dave Malosnik out there. Of course, we've got assistant principal Mr. Freeman working the PA system.
always does such a great job for us.
Just over a minute into the second half now. No score yet. And Morales gets the rebound. Udzies drives, puts it up and gets it in. 30-17. Lake Central bringing a full court press here. East Chicago unable to find anyone. And stolen away there by Morales and Udzies. Tomsic puts it up now. The junior trio for Lake Central stepping up big there. Quick back-to-back 4 points for the Indians. And Giovanni, like you said, you got to stay aggressive, and
it's paying off.
Worked pretty good there.
Yeah, Lake Central now with a 15-point lead.
And Coach Hupp, you got to think he's just telling them, do what you've been doing this half.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's too much to discuss right now.
Yeah.
At least for on the Lake Central side.
Yeah, and that's obvious as Lake Central's already out there on the court. Cheer team's not even halfway done with their routine. East Chicago's still drawing up plays. It's madness out here, Giovanni. The band is still on the field.
The band is actually not here tonight.
I know, You know the Stanford
yes,
Cal
yes,
game? Yeah,
yes,
that's what I was referencing.
Yes, Josh, I've been on YouTube before. I've seen it.
It's okay, Giovanni. I get it.
Don't question my knowledge of sports history. And a foul called on Lake Central. It's going to be called on number 22, Amanda Blevins.
Number 22 for East Chicago, Latricia Thomas, was screaming there, wanting for the calling for the pass, just yelling, waving her arms up in the air, jumping around. Didn't get the ball, though.
And you see Lake Central being very aggressive jump ball in favor of East Chicago. And that one tipped by Abby Utsi in the hands of Tiana Morales inside to Tomasic. Tomasic puts up the 2, and that one is good. 17-point lead now for the Lady Indians. And it's going to go back to Lake Central.
And this would be a 3-game win streak if I stand correct. Right, Giovanni?
Yes, it would be. Got to win. Started last Tuesday at Andrean, and then last Friday they had a rematch of the thriller from last year, They beat Michigan City at Michigan City, and now if they can hang on to this lead, it will be 3 straight wins, and that's going to be important to carry over to Friday. Very tough matchup against Crown Point, ranked top 5 in basically every poll in the state. So that's going to be tough for Lake Central, but they've proven that they can hang with some of the harder teams. We saw, I don't know if you were here, I was on the call for that game against Fishers. They hung in with that team for a while, and Fishers is a team that's recognized across the state. And, you know, that's a game that I think Lake Central can look back on and say, listen, we can hang with these teams, and I think Lake Central's better now.
And Utzies puts up another quick 2 there. So Lake Central just keeps extending this lead.
And Morales.
And tipped out of bounds there by Morales.
This one stays with East Chicago, as number 20 for East Chicago checks in. Kayla Johnson. And got that one in somehow, and rebound there by Blevins. Lake Central trying to push it up. Morales gets on the ground for that one. Lake Central able to keep it. Jackson tried going behind the back and was able to keep it there, even though that one was tipped. Morales. Utsi, corner 3. That one is good. Abby Utsi with the 3-pointer to put Lake Central up by 22 now.
Yeah, Lake Central's getting hot right at the right time.
Yeah, and we
and
saw
a
earlier.
steal there. And not sure who that was there. It's number 23, Persia Casey, going down. Hit the floor hard, able to stay in though. And Jaksic will inbound. Casey checks out of the game now. And Morales, now with this one, passes it to Tomsick. Back to Morales to Jaksic for 3, just short there.
And EC gets that one, prevents it from going out of bounds.
I think a lot of people, or a lot of players thought that one was gonna just be let go, and EC then chucking that one out of bounds.
Saw a fan get right out of their seat to go to that one.
And East Chicago bringing double teams, maybe even like triple teams a bit there. Tomsick hits that one there for 3. 42-17 now. Lake Central up on top. Need I remind you, this was at one point an 11-9 game. And Blevins gets it. Unable to put that one in. Tomsick puts it up. Unable to get that one there. East Chicago stolen by Tomsick.
Yeah, and even though Lake Central's up by 25, as a coach, you still got to be frustrated with that one right there. 3 Lake Central players right in the vicinity right there.
Yeah, I mean,
and they could not get the basket right there. Listen, I know Lake Central's up 25, but that's still one you got to have right there.
It looked like Morales and Tomsick were both trying to get the ball at the same time, fighting each other for it there. And Coach Hupp kicking something off the court. Can't tell what it is.
To be honest, at first I couldn't even tell he was kicking something off. And Lake Central once again keeping up the pressure here. East Chicago not able to take advantage and find somebody open. That one up, that one no good. Fight for the rebound, and it stays with EC, and no good.
Odzies gets the rebound there now. It's it to Essence Johnson.
Dolsky in the corner to Johnson and Jaksic. Corner 3, that one is short. And she falls right there, but able to keep it, but a double dribble is going to be called.
Lots of falling this second half. And now Amanda Blevins checking in for Taylor Jaksich. Johnson to Udzi's, back to Johnson. Over to Dolsky for the corner three, faked it. Udzi's pulls it. And Johnson gets the easy jumper.
Johnson gets the steal, and not going to be many easier twos right there. Essence Johnson gets the two, and Lake Central now 29-point lead. Just a dominant performance here in this third quarter.
Yeah, it was 28 to 17 to start out the half too. So East Chicago no points so far here.
And you got to wonder when Hupp maybe starts to pull some of the starters.
Yeah, I mean, you know, with injuries and all that, got to be careful here.
Yeah, we know injuries have plagued this Lake Central team. At the start of the season, they didn't have Nara, or Julia Nara, or Taylor Jaksich. Now Ali Malarski's out. I know Jen Tomasic has battled some injuries in the past. You definitely don't want any players to get hurt here, so it'll be interesting to see how he manages the rest of this game. If maybe we start to see some players that we normally wouldn't see.
Amanda Blevins, Kylie Blevins, Abby Udzi's, Madison Dolsky, and Essence Johnson all going out there now.
Dolsky, the only senior out there for LC. Central keeping up the pressure there. No foul called. She goes inside, and East Chicago finally ends the drought.
Yeah, 6 minutes too late, it might seem.
Yeah, that really shows Lake Central has had a very stout defensive performance, and I think that's really what's led to their success on offense. As right there, Johnson couldn't get the steal right there, and it's going to go back to Lake Central. Plays like that have just led into more action for the offense.
Yeah, you know what they say, Giovanni. Defenses win championships. I'm a little tired right now. Almost messed it up.
Yeah, we know the teams that we know the team 2 years ago that went to the regional championship. Their philosophy was a lot about playing strong defense. So we know that's something Coach Huppenthal preaches, and this one will go back to East Chicago.
And Persia Casey bringing it up again for East Chicago now.
And she got past all the Lake Central defenders there and gets a good basket there for East Chicago. Again, probably too little too late, but good play right there by East Chicago. Blevins kicks it out to Dolsky. To Essence Johnson. Johnson drives inside. Utsi. Utsi, corner three. That one is good. Abby Utsi from three-point range. Under a minute to go here. Lake Central, 28-point lead.
And timeout is called by East Chicago. One timeout remaining for East Chicago. That's compared to the 3 for Lake Central. .5 seconds left on the clock in this third quarter. And East Chicago will inbound now. Lose it, but they will keep possession. Blevins with a monstrous block there, but she got called for a foul. It looked like she just palmed that one and threw it down.
Yeah, it looked like on the inbound pass there, Latricia Thomas was begging for that one.
Yeah.
We could hear her all the way from up here with our headsets on. First one up, no good. 33 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Second one is no good, and both Blevins were trying to get to that one. It ends up in the hands of Essence Johnson, pushing it up. Madison Dolsky takes a 3. That one is good. Madison Dolsky hits a 3.
Just under 20 seconds now in this long third quarter. Johnson nearly got the steal there.
Feels long for us. Imagine how it feels for the East Chicago players.
And this final minute has been very long with the timeouts, the out of bounds, stoppages of the clock. And Persia Casey now trying to work on inside.
An air ball there, and time expires. After 3 quarters of play, it is Lake Central 52, East Chicago 21. We will be back after this commercial break.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
And I'm Riley Nestrick, and we're your social media editors.
Make sure you follow Lake Central on all of our social media platforms.
You can follow us on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Catch you later, Elsie.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the fourth quarter. And a reminder to all our fellow LC students here. We've got finals the rest of this week. Schedule tomorrow will go first hour soft period, second hour final, third hour, and then third hour final at the very end.
Or as it's known for a lot of LC students, Ahmed House first hour, and then and then second hour final. Not us though.
Yeah, sure.
We're good students.
Yeah, I didn't go there today.
I didn't either. One of us is lying.
I wonder which one.
And then Friday, it's soft period 5, and then
6th period exam, 6th period lunch, and 4th period final.
Or if you're like me, you don't have any actual finals. But I doubt anyone is like me.
Can't say I would want to be.
At least, I mean, I'm not taking a stats final tomorrow.
Utzies puts it up and in. And stepped over the line, Lake Central ball. That's just a really bad mistake that you can't make here. Your team's already down by 33 points. And you're going to make that type of mistake.
Tomasic, and that one's on the ground. It'll stay with LC.
And the clock stops again.
Here we go, it's Utsi, and her back foot looked like the back of her foot was on the line.
Clock keeps ticking here, just under 7 minutes now.
And that one is good for East Chicago. So it's Tomasic. It's Morales now to Utsi. And LC obviously just trying to shave some time off this clock here, and turnover there. Tomasic couldn't hang on to that one, and Utsi slid on the ground there trying to get that one. Looked like there was some contact.
Yeah, not sure which East Chicago player it was, but she ended up on the ground there.
I believe that was number 25, Faith Cobb,
And
the junior.
East Chicago chipping into the Lake Central lead, now 31 points.
Jaksic, deep three. That one is short, but a foul. As she will head to the line to shoot three.
On number 13, Regina West, sophomore guard for East Chicago.
Jaksic's the 5'11" guard hanging the line here. First one is no good. Second free throw here is no good. She goes 0 of 2 from the line.
And for the final 5 minutes of action here, we're going to have a special guest coming up, joining us for the live stream.
As Jaksic gets that one.
And we've got Lake Central Indian Jimmy Sagas up here in the
What's up,
booth with us
guys?
for now.
Some great basketball being played tonight.
Yeah, Jimmy, you know, girls team, they've been up and down all season. How do you feel about their showing tonight?
This is great. 61-23. It's a blowout. Easy win for Hupp. Honestly, this is great basketball. I love seeing this.
Absolutely, and me and Giovanni, we were talking about how this team has had kind of a streaky season. They're on a 3-game winning streak right now.
OGs,
And-
all day.
You know, after this game, it's going to be a 3-game winning streak.
Is it? Okay, that's good. Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah, they've had an impressive stretch, beating Andrean last Tuesday, beating Michigan City last Friday, and now more than likely going to beat East Chicago here. And they got a tough one on Friday against Crown Point.
Oh, I heard Crown Point's really good.
Yeah, ranked top 5 in basically every poll in the state. It's going to be a tough one for the Lady Indians, but I think they're ready. I think they can hang with that team.
No, they for sure can hang.
And it looks like Hupp has began to pull some of the starters now. Madison Dolsky out there with Essence Johnson, Amanda Blevins, Julia Narot, and Caitlin Zajeski.
Yeah, Zajeski's someone we haven't really seen today.
Yeah, and it looks like Jaksic taking her knee brace off, which means it's probably done for the night, as it is a 40-point lead currently with 4:13 left. And so, Jimmy, while we got you up here, let's ask you some questions about being the Indian. You know, we interviewed you during football season, and now we're into basketball season. Describe the atmosphere at the games for basketball.
It's something else. It's just like everyone's like so hyped, and like for the chants and stuff, you could hear us like definitely clearer now, and just like honestly, it's a great time. This Saturday we got a game against Morton, I think it is. So hope to see a lot of people there.
Absolutely. Do you know the theme yet for that game?
I do not know the theme, but I'll probably tweet something out tomorrow.
Sounds good. Where could people give you a follow at?
LC fan section on Twitter.
Perfect. And I'm sure word will get around pretty quickly there.
Oh, yeah, it will.
And Zajeski dishing it to Blevins there. Ripped away by Essence Johnson, or excuse me, number 20 for East Chicago, Michaela Johnson.
So, Jimmy, I have a question. So, what do you want to see more of from students?
Honestly, just get louder. I feel like the front of the section is just like we're cheering like very, very loud, and then the back of it's just like quiet. It's like too quiet. So if like everyone can just like scream at the top of their lungs, it'd just be like great. Like everyone would hear it. It'd just be like a great atmosphere for the players.
Yeah, and with us being up here, we've got a great view of the fan section, and we could see some of the younger people being a little quiet back there, but as seniors, you guys are doing a great job down on the baseline.
Oh yeah, getting hyped and stuff.
Yeah, I can see you guys, yelling at the refs, yelling right into the players' ears. Getting in players' heads, and basketball players say it's a mental game.
Oh, it is a mental game for sure.
That's definitely a huge help to this team as they feed off the atmosphere you guys give them. So definitely great to see, especially when Nick Anderson goes on, one of those runs where, it's a 2-point game, you blink, it's a 12-point game.
Phenomenal player. Honestly, I think he's unguardable in the state.
And Blevins loses that ball there.
Yeah, coaching staff at Lake Central really thinks highly of him. I was talking to Mr. Gurnak. He said he's the best player in the region.
Yeah, I think he is too, for sure.
I think there's definitely a great argument for him.
Yeah, definitely.
He's averaging 29.7 points a game, which is 53% of LC's total scoring as a team. So clearly a pivotal player for Lake Central. And like you said, we'll have a game out here this Saturday if you want to come in. See Nick live.
And then Friday, the Lady Indians take on Crown Point. We'll have that one right here live on the YouTube channel, but it's better to come out.
Yeah, Crown Point, the #1 team in the region. Am I correct, Giovanni?
I think that's pretty. I don't think anyone's really going to debate that.
The region sports poll?
WJOB has them at 1.
Your rival.
Yeah, and I don't really think that really comes close. I don't think anyone really comes close, to be honest. Munster's ranked at 2, and I think even the gap between Crown Point and Munster's in girls basketball is still pretty wide.
And another question for you, Jimmy.
Yeah,
what are some important dates we've got to look forward to with the fan section? Big pivotal rivalry games.
At Munster, I think it's the 3rd of January. That's going to be a good one. And at Crown Point, I'm not sure about the date, but that one we need a lot of people too. Munster first, though. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, both games are away, which means we won't be able to stream, but make sure to go out there and join the student section, get loud like Jimmy said. I know I'll be out there.
Yep.
So
All right, guys. It was a fun night. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for coming
us,
us.
man.
Thank you.
Have a
We
good one.
appreciate it.
Yep, roll tribe.
Once again, we want to thank him for joining us. That was definitely a lot of fun as we have 2:16 left here. Lake Central, 40-point lead now.
Yeah, always great to spice up a bit of the commentary, especially in a blowout like this. I know we've had a former Lake Central student, Jack Thiel, come up here a couple times, give us some guest commentary. The homecoming game, we actually had a 3-man booth with you, me, and Jack Thiel, as that was a Saturday morning game.
Yeah, the other day I was thinking about it. Someone asked me what was my favorite game ever to commentate, and I had a hard time thinking about it. That one definitely is ranked high up there.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Giovanni, but that Andrean game for boys basketball that we had here, that just had an incredible atmosphere to it. Incredible storyline following it, and maybe an even bigger one following after it.
And no foul called there. Narat and number 31, Syria battled the freshman. Both fell to the floor there. Looks like there was some contact, but LC's going to get it back now. Yeah, and what I always tell people, I think my number one is probably always going to be the Munster game with Anderson's game-winning shot. I don't think anything's ever going to top that for me.
I was at work that night, so.
And East Chicago gets that one. Or excuse me, Dolsky gets that one. My bad there. 1:22 to go here in this ball game. Lake Central, this is a big win for them. To keep their momentum rolling into a big game Friday, this is definitely an important win for them.
And just over a minute left now. 42-point game. And this team looks entirely different than it did, when the season began. Not only with injuries and losing players, but players stepping up too. Taylor Jaksich coming back from injury, Julian Nara coming back from injury. Definitely helped shape this team into what it's becoming as of late.
Yeah, it definitely feels weird. Definitely feels like it was just yesterday that it was the Lake Central Classic, and now we're getting to the halfway point of the season here, and this is where Lake Central really has to find their stride. Narat trying to get to that one, got the rebound, gets out to Caitlin Zajeski.
Yeah, great fight there by Narat to keep putting it up and in. You got to wish that you have that one, but Lake Central able to hold on to the ball there.
Zajeski goes inside, no good. Essence Johnson fights for that one. It's off East Chicago, number 20, Michaela Johnson. 34 seconds to go here.
And Johnson trying to find someone, hits Narat, puts it back up, gets her own rebound again.
Couldn't convert there, and East Chicago trying to get some points here, and that one rolls in. It's Michaela Johnson once again, and I think Lake Central just rolls out the clock here.
Yeah, and looks like that's what they're going to do. Bench is standing up, getting ready to end this thing here.
And your final score here from Lake Central High School, it's going to be Lake Central 65, East Chicago 23. What was this game at halftime?
28-20 or 28-17. Lake Central was up at halftime.
So East Chicago scored 9 points in the whole second half. This whole second half was all Lake Central. Anyways, that's going to do it for tonight. That's the story here from Lake Central. Lake Central 65, East Chicago 26. Be sure to tune in Friday night. Big game against the rival Crown Point. Have a great night, everyone.